What about the unusual movers then in trade? Navneet has been spotting a few. Navneet.
Morning, Aisha. Look at Kingfisher Airlines. The company posted its quarterly numbers on Saturday. Well, the numbers were bad. If you look at the bottom line, there was a loss of almost over 970 crores. But if you look at the counter today, the stock is up about almost 12%. Even if you look at the volumes are quite good. Almost over 4.5 lakh shares up till now have been traded. If you look at the numbers, the operating losses, however, they have halved to almost 204 crore rupees. And the stock right now is off its 52-week low. Remember, it touched its 52-week low on Friday. Right now it's trading almost 12% up. And moving on to Suzlon, a counter which would be coming out with its numbers today. Well, the street expectations are not great, but ahead of the numbers, if you look at the counter, that's trading above 3% as of now. The stock is also testing its 20-day moving average, and if you look at the street estimates, our polls suggest that the top line would grow by almost 15%, whereas we are expecting the company to post a loss of almost 90 crores versus a PAT of about 60 crores. Back to you.
All right, Navneet, thanks for that. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll connect with Raamdeo Agrawal, Director and Founder of Motilal Oswal Financial Services. Alright, welcome back. You're watching First Trades live on ET Now. Straight off, let me now bring on board Raamdeo Agrawal, Director and Co-Founder with Motilal Oswal Financial Services. Raamdeo, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Raamdeo, if I tell you the macro picture is tough. The environment is extremely challenging. Earnings are fizzy. Most of the global brokerages have downgraded the GDP estimates, but still markets are holding on. So what is working for us?
Yeah, but we are just about almost concluding the earnings season, and I was checking, the Sensex earnings are up 20% year on year. And of course, the refining and marketing companies, if you don't include them, the results are not that bad. It's almost on the track, but just one subsidy issue in IOC HPBP. That has, if you take that as part of the overall earnings, which one should, I think corporate earnings have taken a major beating. But if you just leave it aside as a, it's not a properly quarterly affair, it's an annual affair where they will make it up by end of the year. I think the earnings are good. Actually, 20% year on year growth so far for 27 companies in, Sensex is very good.
Raamdeo, morning. What have you made of the handful of earnings disappointments though? Bharti Airtel is the stock that you talked about getting out during the budget time as well.
Yeah. So I think the company, the intense, competition which is there in last 2-3 years in telecom sector, and their leverage balance sheet thanks to their overseas acquisition, I think both of them are coming together. So your balance sheet is uncomfortable because of the leverage, and P&L is not good because the intense competition. So I think we are having a little tough time out there, and I hope the competition becomes rational. I think the real fun will be as and when the competition becomes rational in telecom.
So is Bharti a bad business, bad price, or a bad business, good price?
Bharti, I thought, was in terrific business and terrific positioning in the sense that number one. The only way to win the game is to be number one or number two in telecom, and they are by wide margin they are number one in India. So, but you didn't know that the competitive landscape will change so much in last 2-3 years. So, and it will take some time for it to become rational in the sense that you can't keep writing checks for just being in the business. So. Even if it is very large balance sheets, very reputed companies, some of them they have to find ways to fold up with other companies or acquire some other companies. So, if you are a number one player in any market, it's a terrific business. And if you are not a number one player, then it is gruesome business. We have seen some of the companies in here, they are continuously making losses for last so many years, right from inception. So you have to be very clear. Like in Bharti's own portfolio, their India operation is one of the best, and their African operation is number 2, number 3 in some of the markets. So that is not so good. So it's a question of it's definitely not the great business in the sense that the low capital intensity is not a part of the game.
Raamdeo, after the State Bank of India or Central Bank or the IOC experience, somewhere are you secretly now feeling that Indian PSU banks, at least the companies which are run by state government, they are more for social endeavors? They do not want to create minority shareholder value, and consciously you will not buy PSU stocks now?
See, in PSU stocks, clearly, as far as the banks are concerned right now, they are becoming the center of all the stress in the economy, because they are the guys who have provided the what do you call loans to small, mid, large, good, bad. Everybody they have provided the loan, and whatever is happening in the economy, whether it is a lack of dissent, whether it is a global slowdown, whether some corruption here and there, policy lethargy, it's all telling on the leverage balance sheets of corporates. And I think quite a bit of responsibility also goes to the corporates. During the heydays of 2003 to 2008, some of the decisions corporates have taken, which is coming to light now, were completely unbusinesslike. So I think to blame only government policies for the current shape of PSU banks' bad loans would be wrong.
So Raamdeo, what is it that you've liked out of the earnings season so far? And do you think defensives, in particular pharma and FMCG, would continue to ride higher?
Yeah, I mean, I think for last 1.5 to 2 years, we are seeing that, we have to be close to consumer-facing businesses, not so much government-facing businesses. Government is an intense kind of a problem, and problem is becoming even more intense as the economy is slowing down, because the tax collection, which was good till last year, is also slowing down. So how government is going to react in panic when the fiscal deficit at the absolute top end, and economy is slowing, and tax collection is also slowing. So, and then populist demand for the revenues is very high. So how the government is going to react, one doesn't know. So it is better to remain off any company which is largely dependent on government.
Raamdeo, last time when we interacted with you on this forum, you said, look, I'm studying the balance sheet of Torrent Power. It's been a month now. I'm sure you must have studied the balance sheet, looked at the fine print. Have you made up your mind?
No, I told you I had not bought any stocks, and so I think the gas problem, they have set up some very large gas-based power plant. So one is not knowing what is the game plan for acquiring the gas for that large capacity which is coming up. So I'm sure the management must be having some strategy, but we don't have any clue to that.
So I don't want to get this one wrong. What you're saying is that you looked at the balance sheet of Torrent Power, but you did not find it strong enough, which merits an investment. Yeah,
because not only you have to understand the past, you also have to understand the future, how it is going to shape up. And future is dependent on some of the things. Critical thing is like availability of raw material for all the power plants they are setting up. So and that part was missing in terms of understanding. And I mean, the company still remains a terrific company. Management remains par excellence. Whatever the short-term issues, as and when it gets sorted out, or maybe, I mean, last time we spoke, I remember it was about 160. So price is not gone anywhere. It's almost whatever is a problem of the company is already there in the price. It's quoting at about a book, its book value. So you're not buying very expensive. The only thing is you don't buy stocks only to stay not going down. I mean, you buy the stocks for making money. So that's where I think this gas supply thing, if anybody gets insight or anybody has confidence, I think one can buy into that. But I'm yet not clear, but it remains area of interest.
Raamdeo, what about Reliance Industries? The stock has finally woken up from its slumber last week. Does it seem like this could be a continuation of a trend, or do you think those were just, a one-off move that we saw from Reliance last week?
I think the main thing is that that refining margins have looked up in Singapore, so that has, I think, led to a rally in the stock. But I would look